break it. Big paper, make it shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, big paper.
She said she was tired of the regular.
Anyway, Midnight Hustle, you know what I'm saying? We got to talk about what Kanye was talking about today, because the message is the same, and we're in a war. And if y'all ain't getting it yet, I mean, come on. They're trying to censor people like us. If we tell you the truth, we get shadow banned. We can't tell you the information when it comes to health because they say it's misinformation, even though it works. And then they come out and say it's true all along. You know what I'm saying? We got them promoting certain things to their kids. So we got to take control of our voices and teach the real and let people know you can have an opinion. It's all right because the truth is the winner. You know what I'm saying? So let's go straight to what Kanye was talking about with Big Boy today.
Everybody. Yo, you know one of the greatest things that we in World War III. Instagram is World War III. It's digital. We exist in the mental and the meta. We have a famous one. Instagram got your bit. You know what I'm saying? We already existing in World War III. It's a digital meta mind war of perception, cancellation, this many numbers. Oh, it's a rap. They touring ain't doing good. Let's turn down they touring. Let's turn this down.
You see, people are being controlled by press releases and mainstream media pumping certain stories and narratives. And then when you speak your side, they tell you you're crazy or you're diagnosed, or they try to put you on some type of drugs to make people say, oh, ain't he crazy? Like he's supposed to be on medicine and all that, so that you miss the whole point. It's a war, and social media is the battleground too, because this is why they want to ban you from using TikTok. This is why during the injections in the virus, they wouldn't let you share any information that would help people treat themselves, or that would let them know about there's some effects that might come with what you're trying to choose to take to keep your job. And who would have thought you would have to take a medical procedure to get a job? See what I'm saying? They're taking step by step, and y'all are being quiet, and we can't have y'all being quiet, because the only reason it didn't go to the worst extent, because they were already talking about you can't fly, is because people like me, people like Kanye, people like some doctors and nurses that left their professions because they weren't gonna, you know what I'm saying? These are the people that spoke no matter what it cost them. So we got to keep speaking. So let's keep going.
They touring. Let's turn this down. Oh, we like this artist. Now we can turn this down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And this one we can turn up.
And everybody's like, well, I want you to be smiling in your photo. Nigga, we are in war right now. 50% of black deaths is abortion. We kill ourselves. That's psychological warfare. We don't buy no land. We doped out, we fried out. Everything that we promote is about the destruction of what we're doing. We are at war. Don't think World War III is that. You know who told me? The fucking trainer told me that. Harley. Why he told me that? Because he thought I was a monkey. He thought I wouldn't understand what he was saying. He thought he was talking to a chimpanzee because he an MK Ultra educated person, and I'm a college dropout that dedicated my life to art and music. But there's some kind of gut, sight beyond sight. There's leaders, chiefs, kings. Why do you think so many rappers be called kings? They call kings because they are truly that, but our kingdom has been sold by contracts. Look, I know y'all want to say something positive right now, man. Let's talk about like
So for those of y'all who don't know Harley Pasternak, the U.S. government ran a MK Ultra mind control program. I know you're programmed to be like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory and blah, 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 blah. But yes, we do still do that. We do still use weapons of drugs to mind control people. We drug people, sedate them, or we diagnose them with things like bipolar disorder so that we can control them. because a lot of people of high achievement would be diagnosed as either obsessive compulsive. If you did go to a doctor and tell them like you're an obsessive person, which is how you become great, like Kobe Bryant, you're going to be obsessive about your training, about shooting the ball, waking up at 4. So you're going to have habits. People like Kanye West, people, they're just going to try their best to get you on medicine because medicine will dull your spirit. So a lot of high achievers work hard and then rest for a time period, then go hard, but we can go hard for extended periods of time. And they'll say you had a nervous mental breakdown and then diagnose you, especially if you're going off the celebrity script. So let's hear more about Harley Pasternak.
We don't know the answer, but you should consider what happened when one of the most famous singers in the world broke with the herd. On November 19th, 2016, a week and a half after Donald Trump won the presidential election, Kanye West, now known as Ye, held a concert in Sacramento. Most people in the audience were, of course, young people and presumably Hillary Clinton voters and presumably deeply disappointed by her loss a week and a half before. So in the middle of the show, West stopped performing and started talking about politics. Google lied to you, he said, by suggesting to its users that Hillary was going to win. Quote, Facebook lied to you. I'm not here to massage you with a fake truth telling you that Hillary's going to win over and over and over. You were lied to by Google. You were lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Middle America, West continued, showed you how they felt. Well, at this point, some of the audience began to boo, but West kept going. He complimented Donald Trump repeatedly. At one point, he used the phrase, make America great again. It was, to put it mildly, not the kind of thing you normally hear at a rap concert. And then, 2 days later, Kanye West was in the hospital. Well, at the house of his family's exercise trainer, a man called Harley Pasternak, West apparently suffered some kind of mental break. Pasternak called an ambulance to pick him up. West was taken away, and then he was sedated with at least 7 different psychiatric medications, including benzodiazepines, lithium, sleeping pills, and olanzapine. News reports suggested that West had experienced a profound psychiatric episode. He'd gone completely off the deep end.
Now remember, when they give you all those sedatives, those benzos, sleeping pills, antidepressants, like, it's one wrong move and you could be dead. You know what I mean? And you don't know what's happening to your prescription bottles while you're not looking. Imagine that. Like, you're Kanye West and you're saying all this stuff the state doesn't like, the political parties don't like, and you have a handler, this guy. You have a handler, and any day they could slip a couple different pills into your prescription bottle. You know what I mean? When you want to get someone out of here, it's just that easy. Especially when you got them on medicine, because they're just gonna open the prescription bottle and think they're taking what they're supposed to be taking. Then you'll hear your story. You won't hear it. The people will hear it the next day. Oh, Kanye West found. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be smart with these type of people. But let's go.
He'd gone crazy, and they've been saying that ever since. West, over time, though, told a very different story. In his telling, after what he'd said on stage in Sacramento, Harley Pasternak was trying to shut him up. Pasternak, he said, was not simply a trainer, but instead an agent of ideological control. Pasternak's job was to keep West from straying from the script, and he was willing to use powerful drugs to do it. That's what he said. But very few people took that claim seriously. In fact, it was exactly the kind of thing a crazy person would say. My trainer drugged me into submission. He's trying to make me into a zombie. Right. Sure he did. Have another olanzapine shot, Kanye. You look tired. So that's where the story stood until the other day. Nobody believed Kanye West. Then West posted something remarkable on Twitter, which for some reason virtually all of American media ignored, which is odd because media outlets are not usually in the business of ignoring remarkable things, but they did.
Why? Because if you know that this could happen to Kanye West, you're going to be like, so what was happening to all those celebrities? All the ones that had nervous mental breakdowns and ended up on prescription drugs, and then sooner or later, for talking too much, they get found not responsive. because it's gonna make y'all ask questions.
Did. And what he posted was a picture of a text exchange that he had had with Harley Pasternak. Pasternak was explaining that West had better stop saying, quote, crazy stuff. In other words, he'd better get back on script, or else he would be severely punished. Quote, second option, if you don't shut up, quote, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. End quote. Try if you can to imagine a more sinister threat than that, a more chilling threat than that. Do what I say or I will turn your brain to mush. I will destroy your relationship with your own children. I will send you back to, quote, zombie land forever. Effectively, I'll kill you.
Am I your type?
See, these social media platforms and these news companies, they don't tell you the whole story. There's a lot of people in America and around the world who only see the clips that make a person look crazy and look bad, and they take them out of context. What happens when you get the whole story? Then you're gonna think, damn, y'all are really gonna, you got a person telling somebody that they're going to drug you and send you to zombie land and it's gonna destroy your relationship with your kids? Yes. Kanye is an example, one example of many celebrities that started talking too much and it went against the agenda. And the agenda is always to keep people in a consumption-based mind state, never thinking and never questioning. What are we being told? Why do you have to vote this way? Why do you even have to participate? They want your attention and they want it on only what they want you to pay attention to. So let's continue with Tucker.
Now keep in mind, this is from West's, quote, trainer, not his physician. This is the guy he'd hired to help him do squats. A trainer? Really? Did they talk like that at your gym? Probably not. So what's going on here exactly? Well, according to his bio, Harley Pasternak, who was not denied writing these texts, once worked for the Canadian military, where he participated in experiments that measured the effect of various drugs on the human mind. Is that training relevant to this story?
Yes.
We don't know. We do know that based on this text exchange, which again, Harley Pasternak has not said is untrue or fake, on the basis of that, law enforcement agencies definitely ought to be looking very closely at Harley Pasternak, who, by the way, apparently has dozens of other celebrity clients, some of whom seem to be out there campaigning. Based on these texts, this looks like a crime. Why is no one investigating it? The fact that no one is investigating it tells you a lot.
Now, wow, I know the news and the documentaries and all that never show you the actual documents. They don't do it, but these are publicly available. Look, CIA.gov, Project MK Ultra approved for release 2018. What does it say? Project MK Ultra was the code name for a covert CIA mind control and chemical interrogation research program. Chemical interrogation is drugging people for the purpose of controlling them, or in when we were doing this during the War on Terror and still are in Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib, this is what torture does. You drug people, you sleep deprive them, and you can get them to do a lot of things. You can program people that way. And it's done by splitting the brain into multiple personalities. But that's going too deep. Multiple personality disorder, all of that. This is how you split people's personalities so that they do something and then you call up their alter that you create and then they have no idea what they did in this situation because now you've triggered their other personality. And if you pay attention in movies that are like thriller type of movies like that, you'll see a lot of this in the psychological movies. They show you exactly what this is. So the official U.S. government program began in the early 1950s, continuing at least through the late 1960s, and it supposedly used United States citizens as unwitting test subjects. Of course they're unwitting because You don't tell someone that you're drugging them for the purpose of controlling them. The published evidence indicates that MK Ultra was involved in the surreptitious use of many types of drugs as well as other methods, that's the torture, to manipulate individual mental states and to alter brain function. Now remember, they just tell you MK Ultra is mind control, but they never really tell you, they never really show you the information from them. Like, we could go real deep into this, but we ain't gonna do that today. Now, in case y'all don't know Harley Pasternak, you want to see what the stories we're running that they don't really promote. Harley Pasternak threatens to institutionalize Kanye West back to Zombieland, meaning when they took him off the stage and took him straight to the hospital, that's what they attempted to do the first time. Drugs, drugs, drugs. Calm down, Kanye. You're bipolar, Kanye. These will keep you calm. Yeah, they'll keep you calm. Beloved celebrity trainer Harley Pasternak appeared to threaten to institutionalize Kanye West so that the rapper would be medicated into Zombieland forever. See, I went to page 6 because I know a lot of y'all will be like, that's Tucker Carlson. It can't be true. It's Fox News. Nah, you got to be able to get it from anywhere and put it together yourself. They said he was being anti-Semitic. Of course they did. Following his anti-Semitic rants, West shared texts purportedly sent by Pasternak, who is Jewish, threatening to kill people, right? Threatening to kill people. That began by offering to have a loving, open conversation with him based on fact. His facts. Their facts. Pasternak also asked his former friend and client, Kanye, to refrain from cuss words or crazy stuff. It's triggering a person. Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to Zombieland forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. Like, come on, y'all. Kanye tweeted and said he was mentally diagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. And here's the screenshot. Don't use cuss words and everything. Man, shut up. That's what you tell them type of niggas. Anyway, this is how a Hollywood trainer speaks to a far more influential black celebrity when we get out of line. Crazy. Now look at this guy. Remember, when they tell you what happened, they always say a source. He's been suffering from exhaustion and sleep deprivation and went to the hospital today on his own will and under the consultation of his physician. They classified the incident as a medical emergency for a disturbance. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's just to show you that it's real. People, we do control people using drugs. This is how you get Manchurian Candidate. You know what I'm saying? Just go back and look at these movies again and think of it from the mindset of a institution trying to accomplish a goal and how they can accomplish that goal without being caught. And if they can make the perpetrator somehow a crazy person, a lone wolf, these are the type of people that are good for that job, because once you get them into these type of drugs and regimens, I'm not even going to keep going. It's too much for this little video. But this is what doing this type of stuff is, to control people, and then it gets people scared to talk. So when you get some power and your voice gets big and you have an audience, and then they want to threaten you and tell you can't say this or you don't get money, that type of stuff, it kills the human spirit that we need to keep talking the truth, because we're making the world better by doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody out here knows that you ain't trying to be lied to all the time. You keep getting tricked by the state and the establishment media about this war and that war and how it started and why you're funding it and all that. Come on. But when you do that, you make people scared to talk now. And when you make people scared to talk, we miss out on our great people. You know what I'm saying? Our great people's opinions and thoughts and creativity and things that help make people better overall. And you lose people like my girl Cardi B.
mean, I haven't changed. I just like, I've been a little bit like more afraid to be like, not myself, but like to voice like an opinion.
See?
Because it's like, you know, this generation is pussy. Like everything, like I don't know what
Everybody's
it is.
ultra sensitive.
Everybody's ultra sensitive. Like it's like, and things have, it's so crazy. Like, well, when did I become famous? 2016 around there, 2015, 14. And it's like, wow, how times have changed. Like you can't even say nothing anymore. Y'all so pussy. I'm scared. Oh my God.
you do gotta watch everything you say,
do gotta
man.
watch everything.
Like it's unbelievable. Like sometimes I see shit, I gotta look at this. Is that shit cool, man? Am I gonna get canceled for this shit?
Yes.
Yeah, everything. Because I've been canceled 3 times.
Oh, honey.
Every time I wake up in the morning and say, I'm still here, that shit didn't work. What's going on? But I just got to make sure sometimes because, you know, I say some crazy shit sometimes. I don't really think it's crazy. I just say what I feel.
Yeah. But you know what? Like people just, I don't know, people are not living in reality.
Nah.
People are not really in reality. Like people are just living in this world. Like it's like y'all living in a la la land world. Mm-hmm. This ain't real life. It ain't real life.
I think social media made it like that where everybody got an opinion, everybody got it, you know, so it's like, and I think it's coming from so many different ways, you know, and everybody want to defend somebody. Like you said, everything you say,
He said
you want a status, like you really
in so many different ways. Yo, you gotta relax, bro. But you see the point? So shout out to Kanye West for standing up again and still breaking the internet and letting everybody know it's okay. You can go independent. You can go number one. You could do your thing. And we're doing this for the future, for everybody to be able to speak, because it's not going to be too long before we already been getting censored. Like if you know, you know. So shout out to Cardi B. But now back to the interview with Kanye, and Big Boy asked him about how his daughter perceives it and how she's going to be raised. And like I told you, remember, what we're doing now is taking the bullets and sacrificing and doing this work, even if it don't pay, even if it do pay, to get the truth out. Because the truth is what matters, because we're in the business of saving all of us. And shout out to Jesus Christ, the ultimate saver. All right?
What about with North as well?
You know, she gonna be like them, you know, with them 4 kids right there. I'm working on more kids, but with them 4 kids right there, it's like the first 2 got to see and know they daddy. They got to know a black person that wasn't only an employee. Mm-hmm. That dynamic is so, the effect that it has on the meta stage of stage of a child's life between 5 and 12, to only see your color as an employee and never see your color, because you're taught the color in the school. They wouldn't even be knowing it was about a color unless that was taught to you. So I will say color because it's taught. This is red, is this, everybody. The effect that it has to not see a person of your color be able to make a final decision will make you feel that you're never able to make a final decision. I asked North, I said, how many times are you in a situation where it's people that don't look like you telling you how you need to sell something to people that look like you? You know, if I was a farmer or a cow herder or like a hunter, if I took my 10-year-old out, I gotta show him where the snakes is.
You got to.
I gotta show him him or her how to protect themselves. And this is the things where I can stand up proudly and say, you know what? I lost $8 billion. Adidas is raping me right in front of everybody's face, and ain't nobody doing nothing about it as usual. And we still gonna get that money back and still be in a better position than Adidas someday. You know, as people who work, I got Jewish friends, they'll say, like, I got this friend, Udi. He works in the shoe industry. And he's like, man, I don't never want my kids. You know, people always say, I don't never want my kids to have to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
What I had to do. But some of that they gotta do. It's interesting. I think about my relationships. Like, I do not have the best relationships in the music industry. I do not harness them. I do not foster them. I don't give a fuck about them. And then it's like that. And then my daughter gonna pull up to all these backstage areas and I'll be back again. Oh my God, I'm back again. And it's gonna be like.
Now, y'all, I want to get to this point of the interview with Kanye, with Ye, because it's going to be the part that people are going to clip, the media is going to clip it, make sure it goes viral, and they're going to, and this is Satan's work, he's going to make it go viral to make it look like Kanye is dissing Jesus or something like that, because here he talks about prayer and how he felt like he couldn't just pray his way out of these situations. So I want y'all to hear this and we'll talk about it.
What is the difference though when you hear, and music is like life, you know what I'm saying? And life, you're kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? And some people try to put you into a yesterday mode. You know, at one point, we hear, and this is all you. We hear, you know, Jesus is king. We hear this, but that's all you. Then there's sometimes you just want to say, man, not fuck it, but you just want to say, man, this is what I'm feeling right now.
Yo, real quick, because y'all know Kanye. You know, there's, maybe you think this. This is what a lot of people who turn their lives over to Jesus Christ, thank you, God, because everybody in heaven rejoices when a sinner repents. But when you turn your life to Jesus Christ, now that you're trying to get better and you're talking about Jesus, now people are always going to make sure to remind you, you used to say this, or now you can't have no sin like at all. You can't still be fighting, because God tells us that, I mean, we're tempted by the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Our spirit is at war with the flesh. You don't just get saved and then become Jesus Christ. It doesn't work like that. But people will say, oh, you're not representing Jesus Christ good. Like, you can't make no mistakes. And this is what Kanye's going through. But let's go.
Are you in that space where you're comfortable enough to say, this is where I am right now? I'm still a man of God. Jesus still is king, but this is vultures right now. This is where I am.
It is, but I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. So I had to put my experience in this world, my experience with my children, my experience with other people, my experience with my account, my experience with my brand, and my experience with the level of music that I was dealing with in my own hands. Like a lot of times I just feel like in our society, in America, you know, people, Christians, we'll depend on Jesus so much that we won't put the word in ourselves. And the main thing that really that I don't rock with is like, it's just always like, I'm gonna pray for you. And it's just like, you can actually physically do something yourself too, more than just pray. And we're so in this mentality that's all that needs to happen, but we ain't praying our way out of prison. Mm-hmm. We ain't praying our way out of the abortion clinics. We ain't praying our way to get our land back that was always ours after gentrification, after the Harlem Renaissance and Black Wall Street was burned to the ground. Them prayers ain't working. We have to apply actual physical building partnerships, and it don't start unless we could really be real with each other and say, this is what I did, this is what I did. Like, I mean, look at this. I know I'm not gonna third rail y'all interview, but look at the power of what happened when me and Kyrie was on the same page. See, that's what's scary. But what they do is they put us each in asylum and say your grandmother gonna lose her crib and this gonna, you know how many threats we've been dealt with? And I didn't pray my way through them threats either. I had to get up and do it myself. I had so much to do, I ain't had time to pray.
Now, for some reason, I don't know, this interview just gets chopped up right here. Something happened. So, anyway, from here, you know the internet's going to take this and be like, Kanye says Jesus didn't he couldn't pray, it didn't work, blah blah blah. No, this is something that everybody who's on the path with Jesus has to learn. Like, there's gonna be times where Jesus is he hears your prayer. God always hears you. But let me rephrase that. God knows you, but when he's trying to teach you, sometimes he's not going to intervene for you because he's teaching you how to have faith. Because you have to have faith because you asked to be strong and you asked to have this mighty task, right? So God's going to allow things to be in front of you that you have to overcome, and they're going to be giant obstacles, and you're going to think there's nobody here to help you. But this is part of the learning. This is part of faith. And I just want to remind you that sometimes God does ignore your prayer, and he's still there. But let me tell y'all something. This is Isaiah 59, verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither is his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleads for the truth. They trust in vanity, and speak lies. They conceive mischief, and bring forth iniquity. And this keeps going. God, when he starts going, he starts going. Let's see. He said, their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. The way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. So God is telling you, and I'm not saying this is directly what's happening with Kanye, because only God weighs the heart. So God is doing his process with everybody on the planet that's coming to him, because it's that time. But sometimes you might have stumbled back into sin willingly, and God's going to teach you this lesson. Sooner or later, you'll get that lesson. You'll be wondering why things stop working for you all of a sudden. God's trying to teach you a lesson. Sometimes it might be your sin. You might be in sin and God won't hear your prayer. And then, being that he has the Holy Spirit and you ask for it, don't worry, he's going to lead you back to him, and he's going to lead you to verses like that where you can be convicted by the Holy Spirit in your heart and be like, damn, I did start sinning again. I know better. And then you're like, thank you, God, for telling me. You know what I mean? So see, Kanye didn't even know that what he was saying, that battle he feels when he can't hear Jesus, or he feels like Jesus ain't moving, that he got to take it on his own. Pause. Look, I want to give you James chapter 2. Look at this. What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he has faith and has not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, meaning they need food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warm and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not the things which are needful to the body, what does it profit? Even so faith, if it has not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. That means you're going to see my faith by the fact that I put in the work, because I have faith in God that this can be done. That means you have faith. You're exercising it. Thou believest that there is one God, right? Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by his works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar, like he was told to? Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works his faith was made perfect? Meaning, the scripture was fulfilled which said, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. Yea, see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. So you gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the work. So you can pray and pray and pray, but if God put all the tools around you, God's gonna say, okay, I hear your prayer, but I can't bless you if you don't move, you don't do nothing, you don't work. If you really have faith, you put in the work when it seems like it's not coming to nothing. And then you get to watch how God's gonna teach you that because you took the step, he's gonna show you the next step. Or sometimes he might not show you the next step. It's just gonna come to you. You won't even know. This door is gonna open, that door is gonna open, because you kept working. When you were, let's say you wanted to be a basketball player. All you knew when you were young was, I love basketball and I watch Kobe all the time and I play. But you play like all the other kids, right? Everybody plays basketball. But for some reason, you feel like you can make it. And you don't know how. You're in this little neighborhood. But guess what? You get to go to high school. You start playing basketball there. And when you get home, instead of playing all day on the video games or whatever, you go make sure you put your 2 hours extra in of basketball after practice. That's what the other kids don't do. And the other kids look at you like, why does he do all that? Like, he's obsessed. But no, you have faith. But you don't even know how this blessing may come to you. You don't know. All right, you wanted to go to, let's say you wanted to go to Duke. You had the talent to do it, but for some reason you ended up going to a junior college. You didn't know God put you in that situation for a reason. Maybe you weren't going to get the playing time at Duke. Maybe you needed to do some more development, but you won't know all this until you get to that level. You accept the junior college and you feel like, damn, this wasn't what I wanted, but I'm still playing. And then when you get to that NBA, you're going to look back. So just think of this as a journey through life. You're going to look back and be like, damn, if I would have went to Duke, I would have been battling for 9 minutes a game. But because I got to go to this college, they got to see me on the court for 30 minutes and I overachieved. What even my thought was, I surpassed that because I had so much opportunity there. So you can't know all the things about the path in front of you. You got to have faith. And we are blessed because we get to watch someone like Kanye display all these feelings that people working with Jesus go through. You know what I'm saying? If you name the best preachers, the best people filled with the Holy Spirit, they're going to tell you about the time they was cussing God. They was hating. They were mad. They were like, why'd you do this to me, God? Why'd you let this happen to me? So don't ever get it twisted. People be mad. You know what I'm saying? Because when they make it seem like you just saved and then all of a sudden your life is beautiful. Nothing happens no more. Nah. But when you grow in the faith and God lets the test happen to you, that's how you build faith. And then now you're unshakable. Kanye, he thought he had to have all the corporations behind him. I need you, Facebook. I need you, Zuckerberg. Give me money. But at least loan me some money. He thought he needed all that. Remember when Sway told him in the beginning, why are you waiting on them? You could do it. But don't worry, Kanye had to stumble forward believing that he needed all that. And he did at the time, because the level he was going to take it to, God had to let him go through the fire working with these corporations, mega corporations, breaking the mold, breaking the records. But he got to learn the infrastructure of how it works. And so now he can come back and say, Sway, you did have the answer, but now I got the network. I know the people to call to make it work from the independent level. And that's why now I thought they destroyed me, deplatformed me, but guess what? Nah. God said, all that Satan did to you, don't worry, I'm going to restore it to you. You're going to go number one, and they're going to deplatform you again when you try to go number one. You're still going number one, independent. And this is how God works with you in your life. He's going to see, some of us got that big ego. So you're going to think you did this, you did that, you did that. Yeah, you did do it. But there's guidance in that. And you just don't know sometimes. You don't see all the work God's doing on your behalf. You don't see it until you get so, us with high confidence, you get so built in yourself. You're like, I did this all. But then God lets some things happen. He said, like Job in the book of the Bible, in the book of Job in the Bible, Satan told God, I bet you if you let me touch him, and well, not touch him, I bet you if you let me I bet you if you let me take all he has, he'll cuss you to your face. God said, okay, everything is yours. Do what you want, but don't harm him. So Satan went off. He went to Job, and then he started taking his riches, taking everything. Deplatformed in their days, you know what I'm saying? Gave him sicknesses, all types of that. And this book is full of wisdom. And then because Job never cursed God, he went through all the questioning though. He went through all the pain, like, I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what to pray. I've been praying, and then this thing happens, and it's negative to me, and it's negative, and it's negative, and it keeps coming back to back. Pause. And I don't know what I did. And this goes on for a long time. And at the end, one of Job's friends is trying to counsel him on why things are happening, blah, blah, blah. And God intervenes. And God's like, can you explain how the earth sits on its own, suspended in the air, basically, he's saying, and the things that hold all the forces that hold all this together, can you explain that? Were you there in the first day when I spoke these things into existence? Were you there? Can you explain that? God goes into this whole lecture about all the wisdom you think you have, but you don't know nothing. And then at the end, he says, Job, because you prayed for your friends' mistakes, I'm going to forgive them, and I'm going to bless you with 2 times more. And that's what God does. When you come out of it on the other side still faithful, God built you up double the reward. So that's how Kanye feels when he's like, number one, independent. And this is how you feel in your life when you accomplish something big that you didn't even think you could do. So always have faith. So in this part, Kanye goes into how that being number one again feels, and recognizing all that he's contributed to the game.
So in this situation where, Apple, I ain't never met with Tim Cook. They always send Larry Jackson or Eddie Q or Ebro to come talk to you. And I'm like, bro, I'm Steve. I'm the new Steve. How I'm not going to meet with Tim Cook? You was employed to Steve. I'm Steve. So, and of this music game, I am, but not under Lucian. You're saying I invented every style of music of the past 20 years. I created the genre. I created weekend genre, Trav, Drake. Everybody, I'm going ahead and say, with all love, Future and Thug also, because the auto-tune album, 808s. If you think about it, no one think about it. Everybody think about Trav, Weekend, and Drake, but no one thinks about Future and Thug also, the auto-tune album. Now, they added what it was to it, but here's a new genre. It's called making your own money genre. And this music is called, take that middleman out, because they ain't giving us money, they giving us acknowledgement. I don't want your acknowledgement. And I went so far past any level of acknowledgement. I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So I done had my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody, and you know what I mean? I'm crying to see my daughter, and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people, aren't in position. Now, for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on him. What we gonna do with Ye? He delusional. That's the best. Dave, give him a call. Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the T-shirt. Tell him like right now the agenda is this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do. And y'all know my stance on this. I want to say something about the number one. What's so good is the fuck you of it. And for everybody that's working at a normal ass job, like a fast food restaurant, or somebody girlfriend that left them for some nigga with more money, or whatever the fuck it is, all nigga want to do is just like pull up in that so they can pull it right in front of this bitch and be like, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Now I just pulled up on everybody from last year cancellation, like, fuck all you niggas, fuck you, fuck your mom, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Amen. Was that where the
See, that's the part where Kanye's on his, like Nipsey Hussle, he's on his victory lap. He's feeling himself now. But go back and read the book of Job in the Bible, Job. Go read it. It's basically the story of your life when you get that major test from God that you gotta pass and still have faith, and then He rewards you for it. But here you go.
y'all did?
Yo, so I said, oh my God, because listen, when you're on that path of number one, you just found out you could do it. You didn't need all these people. You didn't need the corporations. You didn't need Universal Music Group. You thought everything was in your mind. You might have thought everything was falling down on you. You lost hundreds of millions, but guess what? You just keep working and you have faith, because if you're doing it for the righteous cause, everything will take care of itself. And that's why at the end you feel that feeling like number one. And I did it with y'all trying to block me, trying to censor me. It ain't working. Why? Because when God's behind you, can't nothing be in front of you stopping you. When God opens a door, no man can shut it. These is words straight out the book. You know what I'm saying? No man can shut that door. And what door God shuts, no man can open it. You could go try to open that same door. It ain't going to open for you, because God is protecting you sometimes. You think you want to go through that door. You don't want to go through that door, because on the other side of that door is that party you don't want to be at, where they asking you to do this and that. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to show y'all the next one that they, real quick, we're going to wrap it up, and shout out to the ones that did it like this. You know what I'm saying? The number ones, the independents. You know what I mean? These are the ones that you got to salute and get the game from. Let me show you.
With 2.8 million Instagram followers to his credit and Billboard 200 placements for his last 3 solo projects, it comes as no surprise major labels have been blowing up his phone in hopes to take matters to another level. Unfortunately for them, Dolph rather get paid and retain most of his profits. In an impromptu Instagram PSA Monday afternoon, August 20th, a decision was made on whether he should autograph a recording contract worth $22 million.
Man, I got myself in a fucked up ass situation, dog. I don't know what the fuck to do, dog. You know what I mean? Really tell you the truth, I do know what to do, but I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on. Bro, for the last 6 months, I've been having a motherfucking $22 million contract debating on shit I do the deal or not. Know what I'm saying? I'm like, should I take the 22 million or fuck the 22 million? Fuck the 22 million.
Just a day.
So this is the lesson in this. Like, it don't gotta be $100 million for you. You have that same decision at times in your life where it's like, damn, they're offering me 60,000. They're offering me 85,000 for this position at this job, but over here I could get, you know what I'm saying, if I keep working on my own business, that making that money just enough in the beginning to have the rent covered, and it's coming from what I put my work into, and I get to wake up feeling like I can't wait to kill the day. I can't wait to go hard, because because you're doing it for you. You're not just doing it to get the money to pay a rent. You know what I'm saying? That money, that little small business that you start, that your dream of being a trainer for people, a personal trainer or whatever, you got clients, you got a few clients now. Them 3 clients, you generating some money. That's gonna feel way better to you than sitting down at the computer all day answering phones. Yeah, that pays your rent, and you don't have to worry about coming up short at the end of the month as long as you're showing up. But you know exactly where you're going down that path, and you don't like that path, and you know it, and you know there's something in your mind that you want to do. And that's like when Dolph gets offered the 22 million. Just sign the deal, Dolph. It's so much money. Like, we just want a part of your ownership. We want a percentage, you know what I mean? But really, what comes with that, you're gonna be in the Kanye situation. Now they got control over, oh, you said this, you said that. Nah, we pulling the plug on you, bruh. See, when you do it by yourself, you got to go against the whole structure of the system. You know what I mean? And so that's why I make it my personal point to salute all of y'all that are hustlers, independents. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you can't go work with a corporation. It just means that you prioritize you building your future. You don't want to work your whole life and build Mr. whatever's future and his family's future. You got work to do for your generations under you. And you want to put them in a better position than you. That's what the game is about, right? You know what I'm saying? So right before we wrap it up, we're going to go to one more clip. And just to, wrap that up, you know what I'm saying? Pause. Like, the feeling of when you get your money and you didn't have to take no dumb orders from no person that you feel like, man, I should be in your spot. Like, for real. I do this way better than you. When you get your money on your own, it's a different feeling. And that's what Dolph was explaining.
I ain't deep and I ain't coming this game searching for love.
Right.
And when you know that you create your own income, you could be cool and blah, 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 but you don't never gotta sacrifice yourself or your self-respect, because you ain't gotta deal with that person that you don't respect telling you what to do. I can't do this, I can't do that. Like, if we all adults here and we all gonna get the business handled right, why I gotta handle it the way you want me to handle it? You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes niggas into bosses and CEOs. We want to run a business how we want to run a business. You dig?
I get it now too, because then that makes sense. That correlates to what your whole mentality of, I don't need your feature. I'm gonna be the one
for sure
that you get the feature from, if you want to give it.
It ain't even about that. Like, they think they the shit, or they the cocky. Like, nah, we just doing us. And we see that it's a lot of slick hating going on, and we don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? And fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you take that personal, that mean it's for you. You know what I mean? If you laughing at it, you like them niggas crazy, that mean you fuck with us and we fuck with you. We love you. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, if you feel mushy inside, that mean it's for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's straight like that, bro. Like, who gives a damn? We ain't got to do all the little extra shit what everybody else like got to do. Like, we having our way. We doing what we want to do.
All right, that's
the city just lit. What we doing, like, we setting a good example, bro, for people really just to know, like, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming out the city, you can go big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to ride no waves at all. Not one person wave. Like, bro, you can, like, all you got to do is work. You know what I'm saying? We got the light on the city looking so good right now that it's like really like the city finna reap all of the benefits from it. You know what I mean? You think these labels ain't finna get ready to go and be like, oh, well, who the next Key Glock?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You think Interscope ain't finna get ready to call the PD down there? You think Def Jam ain't finna call Atlantic? Like, these folks finna, well, who's next? Who's like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, that's what we doing it for. You know what I mean?
And it's so dope because, again, I talk about Memphis as this underrated city. Like, I think so many people get their wave from Memphis.
A lot of people get their wave from Memphis.
Thinking, it.
From the beats, from instruments, you know what I'm saying? From the instrumentals to the whole flow of what's going on. Like 3 6 Mafia, real deal classic in this game.
Right.
So, you know, that's how we doing it. We setting the example for everybody. And we gonna show you that if you put in the work for yourself, you're gonna get to enjoy that feeling of, damn, it's coming back to me for all that work I did. Yeah. And guess what? I could go to sleep and I know it's still clocking. You dig? Because we making work that's immortal. You dig?
The goal is still the 100 million on your own.
Oh, yeah.
You rap about that constantly. Like we gonna do that 100 million.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Everything I talk about, I bring that shit to life. Remember I told you that. $100 million ain't shit.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? Like $100 million ain't shit. And just to break down to you how much $100 million ain't shit to you. If I would have took and did a lot of deals early in my career all the way up until now, I could have just made that $100 million alone all the way up in my career, just saving them checks from labels and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a difference when you own your shit and you making a certain amount of money every year and your shit is going to do nothing but keep growing and doubling and tripling every year. So you know what the hell you worth. And it's all yours. Something happened to you, that's your family shit. You know what I mean? Your masters ain't going. My masters ain't going to that record label, and that record label. No. You know what I mean? Like, I got a little boy, I got a little girl. You know what I'm saying? I got nieces, I got nephews. You know what I'm saying? Like, Glock finna get ready to have little Glocks running around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we doing it for, bro. Like, it is what it is.
Right. And the benefit.
It is what it is. And remember, it's J Midnyte, beat producer, hustler, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Visionary. This my boy Jay Gutter, man. We rolling out to this. Let's go.
I can turn a jack into a king, a hood rat to a queen. We won't get a verse from Jay Gutter for the low, or a beat from Midnyte, unless you got the right price. Shining like some headlights, pretty girls fly life. No sleep, pipe, skeet, bite. Pull up to the house, end up sleeping on the couch. Wake up in the morning, direct deposit bank account. Thank the Lord I made it home. It's a message on my phone. Guess who? Yo bitch, your fault, she switched. How you even think that you could see me? Staring like your daddy, you Louise. You niggas is not even my stepsons. I fly over niggas like the Jetsons. I'm the truth, holy water in the booth. Niggas steaming like a Betty Crocker suit. Or you a demon, huh? Watch what I'ma do. Hit you with a two-edged sword, that's the truth. I be deaf again. I be Satan and his demon friends. I ain't going back again. I live dead. I don't call nobody friends. I got a couple girls more loyal than these men. I was in the field counting